Orji Kalu set to support the Igbo'S. The All Progressive Congress (APC) in Ebonyi has applauded the Supreme Court for overturning lower court judgments that sentenced Senator Orji Kalu to 12 years imprisonment on corruption allegations. Chief Eze Nwachukwu, the state APC chairman, told the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, on Saturday in Abakaliki that the judgment delivered by the Apex Court was a victory for democracy and supremacy of the rule of law. He said that Ebonyi APC received the news with great joy and jubilation, adding that justice has been served following the acquittal. He said, "We applaud the nation's judiciary and the Apex Court, which saw it necessary that justice was strangled along the line, that the judicial procedure that would have given a credible judgment was not followed, thereby setting aside the judgment and ordering the retrial. We say it is a welcome development because the earlier judgment brought the transparency of the judiciary. The question: we commend the Supreme Court for doing the needful. Yes, he has spent months in incarceration, but we believe as Christians that God may have used those periods to keep him away from unknown evil. And no matter the pain he may have gone, the joy of his freedom will wash them away. The prison experience has also given him the opportunity, like he said, to know who is who to him. His political and economic lives," he said. Nwachukwu described the embattled Abia-born politician and businessman as one of the foremost Igbo leaders that devoted his entire life, career, and wealth to humanity. The party expressed confidence that Kalu, whom it described as a beacon of political hope for the Southeast, will be vindicated at the end of his retrial. Also, Dr. Paul Okorie, a chieftain of APC and former commissioner for environment, commended the Apex Court for vacating the judgment of the lower court, saying that the pronouncement was an affirmation of supremacy of the nation's constitution. Senator Kalu took his conviction to the Supreme Court on the ground that the Constitution of Nigeria was breached at the lower courts in the course of his conviction. The Supreme Court judges uphold his position. This is another proof of supremacy of the Constitution of our Lord. Hence, in whatever we do, we must bear it in mind that our Constitution is supreme in all situations, Okorie said. Another chieftain of the party, Chief Abia Onyeke, in his reaction, described the judgment as a positive welcome development for Kalu and Igbo. Onyeke, a former Ebonyi commissioner for information and orientation, said that the entire Southeast and truth-loving Nigerians wished him well as he resumes at the Senate. The ruling by the Supreme Court on Kalu is positive development for himself and Ndigo. We wish him well as he resumes at the Senate. He must have learned some lessons from his ordeal. Igbo political leadership at this time requires self-assessment. We need an invigorated and vibrant political renaissance, and Senator Kalu should know that much is expected from him as he resumes office. Thank you for listening to this news. Well, this is not the first time I'm saying this. I said it before, and I will still say it again. That now that Senator Orji Kalu is out from prison, yes, there is need for celebration and jubilation, but then it should be minimal because a lot is expected of him now that he's released. He is released for a purpose of which I know he's aware of. So, with immediate effect, it is demanded that he start attending to some of those needs, some of those things that his people have actually missed within the period he wasn't around. Some of the things that are mostly needed, things that the community are lacking, which they cannot be able to gain access to because the bill has not been passed to the Senate for them to get hold of. So, Senator Orji Uzokanu, this is the time for you to start paying attention to those things. This is the time for you to put a smile on the faces of your people. This is time for you to fight for their needs, fight for them. All the while you've been in jail, I want to believe that many of them have been in prayers. They have been in prayers, praying for your quick release, of which, to the glory of God, you've been vindicated and you are now out of jail. And I can also remember the person of Apostle Suleiman with his prophecy of you getting released, and today we see the prophecy coming to pass. Now that you have been released, what is expected of you is what you should start paying attention to. You don't need to be distracted. What you need is to be focused. You must have learned from the lesson. You must have learned from the lesson you have just received while in prison. This is the time, this is how you should know the people who are truly your people and the people who are not your people. This is how you know who loves you and who doesn't love you. I may not know the people that did the underground work that warranted your release, but then what I am actually focusing on and also lamenting on is the quick is the needs, the quick attention to the needs of the community you are representing. And that is why you are you were nominated and voted for. But then I will still advise that you should learn from your mistakes. Anything that will bring your name back to the mud, or make the EFCC to revisit your case, I would say that you make sure you do everything humanly possible to resist that, to stay away from that. Okay? You stay away from that. And my viewers, I want to believe that I've made a little comment, but then your own comment is also needed. Please don't forget to leave them behind. Click on the subscription buttons as well as the bell button to receive more updates. Thank you.